Very much, William. Ronald Shura. Thank you. Thank you, Ronald. Thank you. Walter Marham. Hi, Walter. Robert Foley. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. Brian Thacker. Thank you very much. Florent Groberg. Thank you, Florent. David Bellavia. David. I heard you maybe are going to be running for office, but someday I know, huh? I'll tell you. Boy, I'll tell you what, here's my vote. We'll have a brave politician for a change, right? That's great. Nice to see you, David. Thank you very much. And Salvatore Ginta. Thank you, Salvatore. Thank you very much. Thank you. Matt Williams grew up in the small town of Birney, Texas. Very small town. He met Kate for the first time in elementary school. In college, he planned to pursue a career in law enforcement, but after 9/11, Matt decided his place was on the front lines of the war on terror. He wanted to be the best of the best. He worked so hard at it. So after graduation, he enlisted in the Army to become a Green Beret. Matt finished his Special Forces training in August 2007 and deployed to Afghanistan by October. On April 6, 2008, he joined dozens of American Special Forces and Afghan commandos on a mission to take down a terrorist leader in a remote mountain village. Sounded simple, not simple. On that cold spring morning, the soldiers arrived in helicopters and jumped 10 feet from their Chinooks into the rocky and freezing terrain of Shock Valley. When the first Americans reached the edge of the valley, at the base of a 100-foot mountain, a handful of special forces scouted ahead. The lead group was 60 feet up the slope when roughly 200 insurgents savagely attacked, and it was a big surprise. Very unwelcome surprise, I might add. The terrorists filled the valley with a hail of bullets and explosions. Matt soon received word that the soldiers on the mountain were pinned down and suffering from mounting casualties. He organized the Afghan infantry under his command, and he led a bold counter-assault to stop the enemy advance. As machine gun fire rained down from above, Matt and his fellow American soldiers, Scott Ford and Ronald Shura, charged up the mountain. Once they reached their trapped comrades, Matt realized that several of them were too gravely wounded to be quickly evacuated. He ran down the mountain to get support and then climbed back up with bullets spraying all around. Not a good place to be. Again and again, Matt exchanged fire with the enemy and rescued his fellow soldiers. He guided his injured team sergeant, Scott Ford, down the mountain to safety. When Matt noticed two combatants moving toward a group of the badly wounded, he immediately engaged the enemy fighters and killed them both. But Matt was not done yet. In order to rejoin the battle on the mountain, he and Sergeant Seth Howard scaled a sheer cliff, completely exposed to attack. Matt quickly re-engaged the adversary and shielded the injured from falling rubble as American warplanes bombed insurgent positions above and rocked the mountain from top to bottom. He then helped evacuate the wounded down a very, very steep cliff. As the terrorists continued to try to overrun their position, Matt raced back into battle. He fought for several more hours, valiantly protecting the wounded and putting his own life in great peril to save his comrades. Matt's incredible heroism helped ensure that not a single American soldier died in the Battle of Shock Valley. His ground commander later wrote, "I've never seen a troop so poised, focused, and capable during a fight." And Matt is, without question and without reservation, one of the bravest soldiers and people I've ever met. But Matt wants all Americans to know that he was not alone in his heroism that day. Joining us this afternoon are other heroes of Shock Valley. Please rise when I read your name. Lieutenant Colonel Kyle Walton. Thank you. Thank you. Master Sergeant Scott Ford. Thank you, Scott. And Louis Morales. Thank you very much. Thank you, Louis. Carl Wurzbach. Where's Carl? Thank you, Carl. Thank you. Sergeants, First Class Seth Howard, Dave Sanders, John Walden, Dylan Bear, and Ryan Wallen. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, fellas. And very importantly, as you know, better than anyone, Afghan translators, Baruz Muhammad and Zia Grafori. How was that, okay? Not bad? Good. He said it was okay. He said